The Nightside Project. Finish the day happy with Ethan Millard and Alex Geary on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome to the Nightside Project. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Geary, helping you finish your commute happy. We're going to do that today with the Zen headline coming up. Here is the Zen headline tease: how college students are saving the environment one shower at a time.
No, you know what? I think that they're doing a great job throwing their likes on the internet. Ethan liking that video of that kid not having enough water.
Yeah.
When those likes started rolling in, the world started really changing.
I want to talk about something specific
Thanks,
here,
millennials.
though. And that is this mother of all bombs, right? They called the mother of all bombs that huge bomb we dropped on the Islamic State in Afghanistan.
It's kind of sad for Maverick gas stations here locally because they've had the Moab burrito for a long time. The mother of all burritos.
We also
and it really
here in
is
Utah,
just taking a hit on the old culture here.
I wish that they really came up with a different name. And this is kind of a sidebar because not only do we have the Moab burrito, a beloved local
concoction
lunch, but we've also got Moab, the town.
Yeah,
which
honestly
is an important town here in the West, not just in Utah, but in the West. And so for, Moab, the town represents the beauty of nature. It represents kind of the peace of the desert. And then you have Moab, the bomb, which is just a hell on earth. And I don't know, I kind of resent the correlation.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that it stood for Mother of All Bombs until when we first started covering it.
It doesn't.
Does it stand for
there's
Moab?
There's a different acronym. We say Mother of All Bombs, but the actual technical acronym is, hold on, I'll bring it up for you. It is the Massive Ordnance Air Blast. Massive Ordnance Air Blast. Someone probably in the media noticed, also Mother of All Bombs, Moab.
And then Maverick saw, Avengers first bomb strap with the bomb burrito.
I wonder if Maverick ever offered the Moab to the military. Hey, you want to try this?
All right, okay, we're saying this, but it was a massive bomb.
This is the first time we used it it is the largest non-nuclear weapon we have.
Heard that.
Everyone knows this now.
How big is that? I mean, does that mean it was as big as, because I saw it on like a trailer and I thought, I feel like we drop these bombs all the time. Cartoons have ruined me.
We've never dropped it in combat. The first time we have dropped it in anger. Okay.
And really.
Watch this. Okay, watch this.
Oh, you've got a video for me?
I've got the video. Now, this is a test of the Moab, all right? This is just a test of the Moab. Now, here it is. It's coming in. It's approaching the desert floor out at some test and training range. Maybe here they may have dropped this here in Utah. They love dropping bombs here in Utah.
That looks massive. Yeah.
It's giant. They drag it around on a huge truck. And then it's meant to be a bunker buster. But it's got just an enormous mushroom cloud that comes out of it. So
can I get these at the out in Evanston?
So what you do is you go to the gas station.
Can I get these in Wyoming because they're free range fireworks? So
you go to the gas station, you get the Moab burrito. This is the lining of your stomach here.
Let me ask you this. We hit the bad guys with this, right?
We did, and there's actually drone footage. Let me show you the drone footage.
We love talking about how big this bomb is, but I'm excited that we dropped it on these jerks, right?
This is the drone footage, okay? We dropped this on the Islamic State in Afghanistan. This is the drone footage that released by the U.S. military. Okay? And you can see, boom, all right? Just fills that whole little valley there. Wow. And you could see the shockwave. In fact, here I'm gonna go back a second.
You see the dirt.
You can see the shockwave across this little valley.
Good.
Right here, watch.
But we're not talking. So they're talking about bunkers with. This is where all the idiots are hanging out.
There are tunnels down there, bunkers. They've been hanging out down there.
We've been known to just go, well, there's some civilian casualties, but that's not what we're talking about here.
No,
if you're in this tunnel situation,
you're the bad guy.
You're a really bad guy.
But let me show you this, because I was kind of looking around. I thought, well, maybe there's other video here, because there are witnesses. The media's interviewed witnesses from a nearby village who talked about how big the explosion was, how they got windows knocked out, and how just completely frightened they were.
Yeah, you would be.
And so I thought, well, you know what? Maybe there is some video. And I found this. Now, this is not being used by the rest of the media. It's basically unconfirmed.
You should pitch that a better way. It's the video the media doesn't want you to see.
It's cell phone video, allegedly from Afghanistan. You can imagine how difficult this probably is to really verify at the CNN level.
But let's play it anyway.
But I just think it's interesting because it kind of ticks off all of the boxes here, all right?
Oh, you and your LiveLeak, bro. Oh, now
So
that kind
watch
of looks
this.
very similar
So
to...
you've got a valley, right? You've kind of got a little box canyon area, which is what we saw in the drone footage.
Right.
You couldn't really see this village here.
I think it's probably, for scale, it's probably a lot further away than that village than what that kind of indicates. So.
But it looks like you can see some smoke here. So maybe the Moab was part of kind of a slightly larger strike, or of a different strike.
Well, they do the thing where they hit it with the indicators where they need to drop it.
That
right?
it could be that smoke could be the indicators. Sure, I'm going to turn up the. I'm going to turn up the volume on this.
I don't know if I like volume. Is this like the other day when you started playing that one video and that guy dropped the F-bomb? And then
maybe we'll hear.
It
depends on how well you know. Depends on how well you know Arabic. All right.
Okay.
Hear the wind.
There you go. Can confirm it's windy.
So you can see. All right. So there's another little thing. Maybe another little marker, something like that.
So so another explosion. So that was okay. There's the big one, right?
There it is.
So it's going to get to him. Yeah. I mean, that will knock you over.
Can you believe it?
Play it again, dude.
Can you believe it?
I want to see. I
want to
see when
here.
it actually hit. Because you see this little first indicator that's like, here's where it needs to hit. And I think that's probably like a little bit of a, and then it just hits. And that is massive.
Isn't that big?
You can tell how far away they were because the explosion happened so much further out.
So it knocks this guy for a loop. You
Listen
can imagine
the explosion just keep roaring. It's still going.
And look at that huge mushroom cloud. I mean, it kind of ticks off the boxes, doesn't it, for
what we just saw, yeah.
For the Moab. Look at that thing.
Now, are people taking pictures around, or what is that just more report from the...
Oh, my goodness. Look, you can see the sun filtering through. Just shocking.
Oh, and then you hear... Is that planes going over and the roar? I mean, the amount of dirt coming up from that is...
Isn't that just shocking?
That looks volcanic. That looks volcanic. The way that this thing is pulled off, and it looks like lava's coming down the mountain. I mean, there's stuff obviously still on fire, so there's just like car alarms going off.
Here, I'll roll it back here.
Oh, see? That is
and
tremendous.
You can see, look, you can see the shockwave. Watch right down this hillside. You can see the shockwave.
Yeah, it just ripples down, and then it seriously is just a matter of time, and then the noise finally hits. All right, well, whether or not it's confirmed if that's it or not, that's a bomb. That's a massive bomb that's dropped. I mean, when somebody says there was a strike on IS in the mountains of Afghanistan, I assume that's what every strike looks like, I guess. I mean, or sometimes there'd be a little missile that goes in straight into the tunnel where, these bad guys are.
Yeah.
But that will collapse your entire network. I mean,
well,
we can assume
yeah.
We can assume it buried alive as many of these jerks as possible, right? I mean, just
yeah,
I don't know what the number's going to be, but here's the deal. This is the response that we have to give when people go, I'm going to roll up to this place in Sweden, to this mall in Sweden. I'm going to roll up to this kid's school in fill in the blank, westernized country. France and Spain and Russia, wherever it might be, where IS thinks they can just drive into some place and just start shooting and then take credit for it later. This is a response that has to happen when you just hit that dumb rat's nest of
I see your point.
Jerk faces.
I see your point for sure. But, traditionally we spend a lot of money, a lot of effort on diplomacy as well. And being very, very careful the military forces use in conjunction with diplomacy. And we seem to have abandoned the diplomacy largely and just gone with kind of the military force. And
hold on. And who are they supposed to be diplomatic with at this point?
The rest of Europe, the rest of the Middle East.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? They should be, and they are. I guarantee that our allies in those countries are thankful
that may be the case. That may be the case. But we fired everyone at the State Department and have barely rehired anyone back. We're doing a lot of military activity, which President Trump insisted he wouldn't do. But of course, the U.S. military is the brass ring for every majorly ambitious man. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise that people that covet power will sometimes end up in this place.
Yeah.
And I just wonder what it's going to look like when our primary response to North Korea, to Afghanistan, to the Islamic State, to Syria, to Assad is primarily a military response. Because it's true we've been fighting the war on terror for a long time.
But haven't we? But see, in the case of North Korea, though, Ethan, I think we have been a very, very patient.
I'm sure you can make that argument. What I'm saying is I think that we've had success avoiding large-scale warfare of high consequence through a mixture of, strategic military use and long-term productive and intense and expensive diplomacy.
Strategery.
And we've kind of stopped with diplomacy. And I'm just saying, I wonder where that's going to go. That's all I'm saying. We got to take a break. We have something much more zen.
Sorry, we should have sent in Jack Ryan, you guys, to first try to discuss things with IS, and then if they didn't do anything, boom, pa-pow, hit him with the mother of all burritos. We're gonna take the break here. When we come back, is in a headline: how millennials are actually doing something that they feel like saves the environment. Stick around.